Hey guys, this is Jared with Trident Fly Fishing, and today we're going to be tying a great imitative worm pattern. It's an aquatic worm. It's called the pig sticker. Super easy to tie, super quick, works as a dropper, works as an attractor. You can throw it off a dry, you can tie it in a multitude of sizes. My favorite size here is 6, and we're going to be tying this on a Gamakatsu C12U, and we're going to get started on it right now. Alright, so in the vise today I have a Gamakatsu C12U in a size 6. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to put some .015 lead wraps on here. And basically how I do this is I start it right above this hook point, or the barb. And I just start, I'm going to put about 25 to 28 wraps. Okay, so the reason I said 25 to 28 is this is very important for the taper of the fly. You just want to tuck your lead in here. So basically I want it to start from right above my barb to about 3 or 4 hook eye lengths back. For thread, I have UTC 140 in red. You can tie this in a multitude of colors. Red seems to be a good attractor color. I also tie them in brown, purple, and wine. So basically I'm going to come in here, start a light thread base, and then build up a little ramp to my lead. And it's very important to keep your thread flat during this whole process. I'm going to do my best here to cover most of the lead on this wrap back. I'm going to make a couple more passes, but it's easier if you get most of it covered right now. So basically I'm keeping my thread tag as a guide to help so I don't bust through my lead here. And I'm just going to wrap nice and even all the way back. You may need to come in here and spin your thread counterclockwise to flatten it out. The flatter the thread, the easier it is to get nice even wraps all the way back. This part here, I'm going to hook my lead, tighten it up, come down, and then I'm going to bring it to about this point here, get rid of my tag. I'm going to put my wire in here. It's going to be my rib. I have small silver UTC wire. You can change up the wire color. I think silver makes a great contrast with this red, but you could use copper, copper brown, red. There's a ton of different colors you could throw in here. So I'm just going to put this wire in on my side of the hook shank and get it so the tag ends right at that lead. Okay, so again I'm going to spin my thread counterclockwise and then get in here and throw a nice even layer of thread down and help start building up that taper. You can come in here and flatten your thread with your fingers as well, whatever's easier for you. So touching turns the best you can, cover up any bare spots, and inevitably I will have a tiny bit of lead showing no matter how hard I really try here. So don't worry too much. It's just creating that taper. We do want it to taper pretty thin to the front. So one more back and keep it nice and flat, even touching turns. Just do need to flatten my thread again. You'll see it'll start to rope up, and you can see the difference here when you start wrapping back. This is a super simple fly to tie, but there are some little idiosyncrasies to it that you do just need to practice a little bit. And once you get them down, you can tie a ton of these. So I'm going to finish this taper in the back here. I'm going to bring my thread down just a little bit more. I like to have it, almost even with this flat part of the eye here. So that looks good to me. I'm going to finish this taper. I have a little bit of a bump where this lead comes in. Flatten my thread again. And come up. And it's not perfect, but it's good enough. So let's just bring this up. I'm going to leave my thread a little bit behind the eye here, and then I'm going to rib this fly. I shoot for around 10 open spiraling wraps, but whatever looks good to you. More in there. Then we'll tie this off. 2, 1 in front, 1 behind. You can either helicopter this off, or I'll be able to just probably almost break it off. All right, I'm going to throw a whip finish in here. So I'm just going to do a 2-turn just to hold my thread. I don't want to create a bump right there. And I'm going to come in here and take that off. The next thing I'm going to do to finish this fly, I have UV fly finish from Loon in a thin. You could use flow or thin. I like this thin. It's pretty versatile. I end up using it a lot on my nymphs. So I like to just, brace this against the hook here and just make a little much, but we can bring it back. Basically, I want to get a nice, even, thin coat, but I don't want to build up too much bulk here. I just want to protect my thread wraps. So I like to put some on and then spread it around with the needle and just get it covered. It's very easy to get heavy-handed here. So once you have it covered for the most part, you can make sure it's nice and even, and then you can just hit it with your UV light. Make sure it fully cures. And that's pretty much it, guys. Super simple fly to tie. Make sure you guys subscribe, hit the bell notification so you're notified of all of our future fly tying videos, and we'll see you next time.